That's right. You know, I mean, look, we have two teams here that had some pretty solid showings in 2022, and it's going to be, of course, Zeta Division and Leviatan. And let's actually jump into this one. And Mimi, before we, dive into the rosters real fast, I mean, this is going to be an exciting matchup.
It's going to be a good one. I think it's especially interesting because Zeta has stuck by their roster. They have not made any changes during the offseason. This is the same squad that people learned to know and love through 2022. But now I think the question coming into this year is, are we going to see them improve? Because they had a fantastic high and then kind of fell off towards the latter part of 2022. And I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I mean, the big question is just how are they going to perform? Because like you said, that high was phenomenal. When they were able to achieve that run, it was looking masterful from them. But it has been inconsistent. They're sticking with the same five-man core, though. They've had a lot more time to really go through their parameters, go over their protocols, and hopefully that's going to translate into a stronger performance because it needs to be one if they want to take down Leviatan.
And I mean, I guess to kind of chew through your question, GP, we can take a look at some of their placements from last year because they had that moment where we saw the potential of this roster fully realized. That was, of course, Reykjavik. They make it top 3 at that event and then fall flat at Istanbul. Didn't have the best performance at Berlin.
Were they eliminated
Didn't even
by
qualify
Loud?
to Copenhagen. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I was actually going to bring up, right? Like, they played some close matches in that one. They took some maps off of some solid teams, but unfortunately they kind of fell flat in the elimination games, and now it puts me in this spot where I don't know quite what to think about Zeta.
Yeah, it really is tough because, as you pointed out, JP, the last time we saw them, they did have to play against Loud, and that is a really tough draw for them because obviously they went on to just win the whole damn event, but they did make it fairly competitive throughout those matches that they did have to play. But it just wasn't what we wanted to see after that miracle, that Cinderella story, where they went over to Reykjavik and then completely missed out on the next event. We wanted them to come back into international competition and put up some really solid performances, but unfortunately, we kind of got it, but it wasn't the wins that we were looking for.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for me is I want to see this team's emotion in check, because I felt like at Champions, when they showed us good things and the game started kind of slipping away from them, they almost spiraled in a way. You have that famous moment where Lads was like just sitting on stage staring at his monitor after they choked a match to Boom. Like, this team is very emotional, but they need to harness that to improve and to be the best that they can possibly be in these matches.
Well, it seems as if, though, that they're going to make some adjustments, some changes. I don't know how I feel about it, but apparently Depp is going to be taking over the op role from Laz, which honestly, Mimi, was kind of news to me because, I mean, Laz, that guy is gifted with the operator.
It's shocking to me because the games that they played so close at Champions were in large part due to Laz's performance on the op role. Now they're switching it back, Seth.
Yeah, I mean, Depp does come into this in his own right as an absolute legend of Japanese FPS. He has, he's been performing at a very high level across multiple esports, and he does know how to use an op quite well. But he needs to be the tip of the spear for Zeta if they want to be able to break through this one. We have seen some inconsistencies from Depp in particular. Mimi, you're talking about Laz. He was one of the ones that was always consistent for them when they were putting up solid performances. Now we need to see that from Depp as well as the rest of the team.
And consistency is exactly the same. The thing that I'm looking for in this squad, because they've been together for a long time. They think that they have the best 5 players that are available to them in Japan. Now they need to show me why. They need to show me that experience actually paying off in this match.
Yeah, and we've come to really know and love this Zeta lineup. They've been to so many events, but let's actually go ahead and meet the team in this video featuring Laz and Depp. Well, I think it's safe to say that whenever Zeta's playing, we do enjoy watching Zeta play because they are such a talented team. And something I thought was really fascinating in that one, Mimi, was them looking for that next achievement, that next goal that they're trying to find. They hit the high in Reykjavik, but they're looking for it again here in Sao Paulo.
I think the fan expectation has always been for this team that they don't want them to be one-hit wonders. They don't want them to have that one tournament where they pop off. They don't want it to be seen as a fluke. And I'm glad to see that that's the same expectation for the team. This team still has that desire to grind and to try and come through with another tournament.
Yeah, well, we'll, of course, see them in a moment here. But let's go ahead and move on, though, to their opponents. It's Leviatan, by the way.
Zeta need to go and retake mid. Okay, the recon dart in B main gives Crow a little bit of safety, but they need to go and actually find out whether these players are still in mid. They don't have any good info.
And Lamba will slow down the pincer play, trying to come through into 2 different avenues. Knows what? Sets up that dart over the top as well. Players just trying to anchor right into the back. Behind dies, close. That turret causing all sorts of problems. And reinforcements have arrived. Dead. Right from the back, all the way on Heaven. Swings wide, collecting 2 kills. All down to Shy. Puts his way forwards, but yeah, has to break the glass and immediately alerts Crow of where exactly that guy was playing.
It looked like a great setup from Leviatan, but you're right, Brent. Depp is the playmaker there. He was really passive in mid, and I didn't think he was going to get to the fight in time. But those anchors held on for long enough that Depp could swing out into Heaven and help Laz reinforce his position before he got overwhelmed. Solid anchoring from Laz, from Sugar Zero, and then Depp swooping back in, playing that rotate role.
Has to back away.
You can just feel it, watching from Laz's point of view, how much he wants to get active in these rounds. He knows his team needs him, but this Killjoy shackle around his ankle is stopping him from getting involved.
Can't risk it with his util getting deactivated. And again, Leviatan, similar play to what we've seen in many of these rounds now, just cutting the noise, cutting their time, and now starting hitting through. It's a nice paranoia to punish. Sugar Zero finally getting a lot more active in this one, and the timing is just immaculate. Depp pushing right through the smoke. Spike going to be dropped down at his feet, and it's all down to Nozwa with 23 health remaining. Not a lot of time, only 12 seconds to dash from Depp to survive, and he does nail the shot.
Very solid round from Depp. At this point, by round 9, they're finally being able to break the Leviatan A execute. When Leviatan are going into A, Takulia smokes, and he either dashes into it or Mazzino teleports into it. And they're being able to understand now where on the map they can play in order to get around these timings and punish the players that are going in. But Bren, that might just be too late. 7 rounds on the attack side of Ascent is nasty good. So even if Zeta win everything from here on out, Leviatan would still be favored. Looks like it's on the cards for Zeta. How's Mazzino's anchoring? Oh, Shy's got a shorty.
Yep, Shy does have a shorty right up close and dashes to the side right where he wants him. Perfect range for the shorty kill. Still need to deal with him, but Zeta, they do manage to hold their ground. And well enough indeed. A bit of a jump peak there by Nozra. He does survive into this one, but only down now to 52 health. Spike gonna get planted for Zeta Division, and a good start, a good beginning to this one. 10. Getting a little bit aggressive there up onto Heaven. Now backs away. Wants to try and play with the rest of his team. Jump peek again, a bit of information, but no, good. From Zeta Division again, not giving anything away there.
Yeah, really nice A split actually from Zeta. That is a pistol round that they desperately, desperately need. I can't really recall the last time I've seen an Ascent game be so attack-sided. If Zeta managed to pull off a comeback, it would be miraculous in my opinion. It would be
insane.
But the pistol round would be the first step, and I think that they did a great job there.
Trying to set the way up now. You can see the darts being placed into it. Players just sitting in main, no one none the wiser. And again, once more, King just back and forth around Generator, and that will seal the deal. Map number 1 goes the way of Leviatan in a dominant fashion.
People, you have just witnessed a masterclass. That was an utter deconstruction of Zeta.